We were put onto by the museum. They said to come down and visit the town Carriage museum. It's free entry, and I think we might just be in for a bit of a treat. Let's see. Just discovered a rather interesting piece of history here. This is a movie series called The Hurricane Express. First of all, it starred a very early movie starring John Wayne, 1952, 12-part serial. The other interesting thing is a name you probably don't recognise, J.P. McGowan. Now, if I was to ask you who was the first Australian to make it big in Hollywood, you'd probably say Errol Flynn. But actually, it was J.P. McGowan. J.P. McGowan was an actor. Between 1910 and 1932, he directed lots of movies but also acted significantly, and was in fact the first Australian to make a lifelong career in Hollywood. More than 600 productions as director, producer and actor. So there we are. So that's J.P. McGowan, and the Hurricane Express. This is a Y-class model train. You can tell the Y-class because it has the very large funnel at the very front. The later model had a smaller funnel. Y-class was extremely popular, although a little bit underpowered for the mountainous areas around locally. It's often had two Y-classes, one after the other, to take the load. Okay, anyway, having talked about that, let's now go in. We're about to go into a special treat. Here we go. This is what I was told to come for, so let's see what's behind this wall. Oh, look, carriages. Okay, what's so interesting about that? Well, let's have a look. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, just going for a ride on the train.
Oh, let me join you. Let's have a look here. Well, we're looking at the train going past some scenic views.
You can actually sit down and it actually feels like the train's actually moving.
Okay, there was plenty of places to put your hat and coat and various other things. And we'll just sit down and we'll have a nice little travel journey. Whoa! hello, we're right back.
That's deeper than the feels.
Yeah, there's the mirror and the light and the magnificent ceiling. I'm saying that because I'm laying halfway back looking up at the ceiling. Let me try and sit up properly. But in the meantime, have a look at that scenery. Fantastic. And if you get sick of the scenery, you can wind the window down.
Actually up.
Up, is it? I thought the blind went down.
You can pull the blind down.
Pull the blind down, yeah. The window goes up, the blind goes down. I doubt the window would actually move up since we're enjoying such a wonderful view. Oh, well, hello, we're pulling into a station. Here we go. Now, we were told last night at the museum that this runs for 12 hours, did he say?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Pulling into Broken Hill.
Oh, there we are. If you enjoyed this visit, the visitors at Steamtown, an award-winning sound run every night. We've been there, we've done that, and it was fantastic. Highly recommended. This is the railway memorial for all the people who died servicing the railways in Peterborough. And there's the train and a monument plaque and just a sign to explain what's going on. And each of these tiles is the name of an employee who passed away whilst operating the railways. Behind the train now, looking back towards the main street, and there's a road here, and on the other side of the road is where this train station actually sits, the current Peterborough station, just across the road from the train. That's the current station, still active, hence the fence. I don't know if you can notice the fence there, but yeah, so it's still an active station, this one of the few that's still active. Obviously it's all diesel these days. And there we are. About the main street shops. And so that's what it looked like. Main Street looked like. And most of the shops here in Peterborough were built from 1887 through to 1913. So most of these shops 1887 through to 1913 obviously have been updated and changed significantly since then. And even the post office, which you can see in the distance there, and the town hall. Town hall is probably one of the more recent ones. It was built in the 20s. Okay, so there we go. When the railway line to Broken Hill was completed in 1885, Broken Hill ore was railed to Port Pirie to be smelted, enhancing Peterborough as a railway town. Peterborough also prospered during the period because of the presence of government gold and battery and cyanide works. Some long-standing family businesses in the main street listed here. Yep, so if you want to read about that, there we go. In 2017, the Main Street rejuvenation projects supported by government grants, some upgrading the facades. That newsagent across the road there supposedly has a model railway, I guess in the adjacent place called the Burg, and there's also a main fish cafe and a whole lot of other foodlands there, and back in the other street behind this one there is a motorcycle museum as well. So lots of little shops to investigate if that's the sort of thing you like doing. Lots of antique stores and things like that, well worth having a look at. The newsagent. Before we do, just want to point out where we were a moment ago, and you notice there near the rubbish bin how tall that step is, and I'm suspecting, as is the case in other country towns, that step is tall because that's where the coaches would have stopped. And to get off the coach, of course, there's quite a distance between the coach and the ground. So I reckon in the days of horse and cart, that's why the gutters are so deep, or tall as the case might be. So it could be easy to get off the carts. But anyway, that's purely speculation on my part. I know it's certainly the case in other country towns, particularly old ones. So let's go into the newsagent and we'll see what we can see. We're in the newsagent, and you can tell that it's from the 1910s and 20s, particularly 1910s. Just the ceiling, beautiful ceiling. Yep, it's a legitimate newsagent, but it's also got this addition called the burg. And just yep. Make sure I don't video the other people. There we go. And so here's a bit of history. Lots to see. But this is particularly why we're here, to see the model railway. It's a bit of history about the model train layout. So this is based on Peterborough itself, not surprisingly. And there we have it from a slightly different angle, including the roundhouse which we were at yesterday. As I said, plenty of bric-a-brac and antique stores. The stores themselves are antique, and of course the contents they're selling also antique, and this could be an absolute paradise for those who enjoy that sort of thing. Now in the next video it's time for us to head up to Port Augusta. We're going to visit the Big Gum Tree and the Bikina Creek Railway Bridge, both of them right near Orroroo, before we get to Wilmington, and where we'll have a look at the Wilmington Toy Museum and check out what's inside. Now, although we couldn't take any video, I certainly took lots of photographs. All of that in the next video. I'll see you then.